Yes, indeedy. Boom. Guess who stepped in the room? We are back. What episode is this? Episode 4? Episode 4 in the building. Used to be my favorite number. Now I don't care. Trip out. So this is the Collective Podcast, and we're back. I'm Gunner, one of your hosts. My other host right here to the side is Mr. Rojo, right? Everybody knows him. If you don't know him, refer to A Comics Perspective. That's his respective channel. And mine is Gunner's Collective, where we're always rocking the good rhyme. Gunner's
Hey, and
Playhouse.
that Gunner is with a Z, ladies and gentlemen.
With the Z, you might see me
Gunners.
smiling like that with the S. That ain't me. That's the imposter. But, you know, or whatever it may be, if you want to watch it, watch it. I'm not hating. Anyways, over here, we talk about life. We talk about life. We talk about a little bit of everything. And tonight, we're talking football. And in that fashion. Let's talk football, man. But we're not going to necessarily talk this upcoming season. We got all season to talk that. We're going to take it back. We're going to take it back to something all men. See, when all men get together, there's bro codes. There's certain things that men talk about. Ladies, listen up, right? Because I ain't going to give you too much game, but just a little bit. Men, we talk football, we talk sports, we talk a whole lot of other stuff, but that we're going to keep that under the rug. We talk about the same thing that's on everyone's mind all the time. Who's your top 5 in every position in football? Everybody has their own opinion. Some people are biased because they're team. Some people are going to ride righteously. Tonight, we're talking top 5s, defense, position players, offense, quarterbacks, coaches. Everything's on the line here. Everything's on the table. So we're going to start off like this, man. I know my co-host, man, he knows football. So, Rojo, just name some notable players, man. Let's talk about a few notable players.
All right, man. Hey, how about man? I'll do a top 5 at a certain position, you know, in my opinion, and maybe you can counter with yours, and we'll take it from there. You
absolutely
good? All right,
yep.
man. What should I start with, man? My favorite position probably is running back.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously, my top 5, number 1 is going to be Barry. You know, not just because I'm from Detroit, but man, he could make everybody on the opposing team grab at air, dive and miss. He was a human highlight reel. He was Tecmo Bo Jackson. He was that dude, bro. He was like a magician, bro. Fortunately, you know, he was alive in my lifetime. Okay, and let me clarify, you two, man. My top 5 in these positions, man, it's gonna be more current. I got a couple throwbacks, you know what I mean, but it's more current, like in my lifetime, who I got to enjoy watching. Not to knock the OGs or nothing like that, but just, man, since I was a kid, I got into football probably 6, 7 years old, you know, and I've been rocking ever since. So mine's gonna be from like the 80s on, you know what I'm saying? But I got Barry at number 1. I'm going to have to go probably Jim Brown. That's one of my older ones at number 2. You can't take nothing away from Big Jim. I got the late, great Walter Payton would be my number 3. Number 4 might surprise people, and number 5. Man, I'm going to go with Adrian Peterson at number 4. And this is probably the one that might cause some controversy, but it's okay. I'm not saying everybody else's. I'm saying mine. I'm going to go with LaDainian Tomlinson, bro.
LT.
Yeah, he was magic too, man. He had it, you know. But that's my top 5, bro. That's who I'm running with.
Man, that right there is that. I mean, they stack up against anybody. Yeah, that top 5 right there, man. That's definitely an all-star team.
You know who I hate to leave out? I'll give you 2 that I really, really hated to leave out. If it was top 7, you got to go with OJ. He did 2,000 yards in 14 games. You know, the glove don't fit. You know what I'm saying?
His knife game was immaculate as well.
Bro, hey, and then Eric Dickerson, the only player in NFL history to actually break 2,100 yards.
Yeah, Eric Dickerson, man. And you know, quietly as it's kept, but a lot of people don't know that aren't from that era. Eric Dickerson didn't have the typical running back body. He wasn't stout, short, Tyson-ish. He wasn't nothing like that. He was slim, thin, looked more like a safety. You know, was short. But man, he could run. You know, for the Rams.
Marcus Allen, Eric Dickerson, they were all like, especially Marcus Allen. He was a little dude.
Yeah, he was too busy with OJ's wife. Hey, now look, let me give you my. I just got to keep it real. I keep it real. Top 5. I'm gonna have to agree with you, man. I just wish he would have had a chance to win a ring. I'm gonna go with Barry Sanders at 1. I don't think anybody can argue that. It could go Jim Brown, Barry, Jim Brown, Barry. I'm going Barry for me. And that's because I've seen him in my lifetime, and he's done things that no one's ever done still to this day. No one could stop and cut like that. Now I know you got a lot of these youngsters that are good, even at different positions that could do it, but not like Barry did it. He was doing it 20 years prior to these guys even knowing what that move was. The juke, the stop. I mean, Barry stopped in his prime. That's what a lot of people don't remember. I remember that day when Barry retired. And he didn't retire because he didn't have it anymore. He retired because he lost the hunger for the game. He lost the tenacity to go out there and do it. He could do it anytime he wanted to do it. He just, he was tired of carrying the Lions on their back, and he was on his back, and he was tired of just not getting the opportunity, man, that other people were getting, and everybody was getting all this limelight, like Emmitt Smith and people like that, that had big linemen and all these star quarterbacks and receivers, and were getting all the glory in the rings. Meanwhile, he was over there in Detroit, Detroit Rock City, man, and he didn't have nothing coming, but he still was outshining and outclassing everybody.
Yeah.
Period. So Barry Sanders. My 2 is going to be someone who didn't get to play long, but if you look at his statistics and at his potential, I believe, man, he would have been one of the best, if not the best, and that's Mr. Bo Jackson, right? Bo knows, and I think everyone out there knows too that Bo was the one. If he didn't get his hip broken over there when he played the Bengals. Are you talking about the fucking Bengals? Yeah, the Bengals, right? They ended my boy's career, and I'm a diehard Raiders fan, so it's always going to be Bo on mine, and not necessarily because of the Raiders, man. He could have went anywhere. You know that Bo was the most sought after draft pick, period, other than Deion Sanders. They wanted him in baseball. They wanted him in football. Shit, NASA wanted him to be an astronaut. This man could do it all, right? So Bo Jackson at 2. At 3, I'm going with Sweetness, Walter Payton, Chicago Bears, right? You can't leave him off the list, man. Walter Payton, that's why it's the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. Not only on the field was he one of the greatest ever to do it, but off the field he was too. And that's what counts in this world, man. Not what you do on the field, but also how you carry yourself off the field. The professionalism, the way he was, the leader of the team, the voice of the NFL, he was the one. Walter Payton, period. At 4, I'm going to go Jim Brown. I'm going to go Jim Brown because you got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, I know we didn't get a chance to really see Jim Brown, but if you go back in the archives and look at the old Cleveland Brown tapes, fucking Jim Brown was, no one could take him down. No one could stop him. It was no competition. There was no action at fucking with him, period. Jim Brown was the man. He continues to be the man. Did he pass away yet? Or is he still rocking?
I don't know, man. I thought I seen him recently on some kind of sports show or something like that, man, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Wearing the same old hat he's been wearing since the 70s. Yeah, Jim Brown's the one. And then at 5, man,
right?
Yeah, at 5, I'm going to have to go with the best thing since Homeless Bone that came out of Minnesota. I'm going to go with AP. AP, you know what I mean? Peterson was the one, man. In them 90s, untouchable. It's him and LT. It was him and LT. But you know what? I'm going to go with AP, man. AP just, he again had a different body type. Wasn't stout, wasn't short, but he was so strong and muscular in his physique that these guys just couldn't take him down, man. He was powerful. He didn't run around people either. He ran right through them. And that's what I like in a running back.
Hey, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many times he whips out the belt on the kids. Boy, the boy can run.
Oh, yeah, the boy can run, man. Hey, I'll tell you right now, his kids weren't going to go far. You know what I mean? He was going to catch it. He was going to catch it. You know what I mean? His belt game, just like OJ's knife game, was A1 from day one. You know what I mean? And but to each their own, man. I don't condone that, but again, it is what it is. So and there's some other notable players, man. There's some other notable players like TD, Terrell Davis, and
Terrell
just
Owens.
He had a nice 2-year run there.
Oh, that's who I was thinking of. I just said a wide receiver, bro. TD, you're right.
Yeah, TD, man. TD was a different type of cat. Okay, so let's talk receivers. Let's talk receivers.
Hey, hold on real quick. Hold on. What about big ass backs, bro? big man,
Oh,
like Jerome Bettis, like Natron Means.
Mike Allstott.
Who was that dude for the Chiefs?
The Nigerian Nightmare, Christian Okoye.
Yeah. Earl Campbell.
Big Earl Campbell, big Earl.
Nowadays you got Derrick Henry too.
Derrick Henry is in the position right now to be, if not the greatest running back ever, or up there talked about in the top 3, the greatest big back behind the bus for sure, you know. And you know what? It's a lost art, you know, fullbacks, big backs. Not a lot of people talk about them. We had Marshawn Lynch. He was also a big back. People don't talk about them. Thurman Thomas, you know.
Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker, remember him?
Herschel Walker was a big boy too, man. You know, that was one of the biggest trades ever. He basically saved the Cowboys' lives because that trade for the Cowboys to trade Herschel Walker and get that whole line and Troy Aikman and Mike Irvin and all that is what made them a dynasty. People don't know that they basically traded Herschel Walker for a whole Dallas Cowboy team. But he was good. He was that good.
What was the name of that football league they had for a while, man? What was it called?
The USFL?
USFL, man. I remember when Herschel Walker played there, Anthony Carter, all them cats, man.
Doug Flutie.
Yeah, before they came to the NFL, man. Herschel Walker was a monster, bro.
Yeah, that was like a kind of a B league, B league, and Herschel Walker was the one. Kind of fell off in the league, got overshadowed by what everyone else was doing, but man, you can't take them from him. But yeah, you're right, man. So top 5 big backs.
Jerome Bettis, I'd have to go with that one, just from the longevity. Hey, what about the refrigerator Perry when they put him in, bro?
He became, if not the top 3 best big backs off that one play. It's probably the most in our era. It's probably the most known play, that and the Icky Shuffle. Remember Icky Woods? How about Icky Woods? He also had a nice run.
So I would go. I go Jerome Bettis. I go Earl Campbell.
Yeah.
I'd go. Damn.
Don't forget about Christian.
Christian Okoye, Natron Means. Man, I'm gonna put Derrick Henry up in the top 5 for big men already.
Okay, me, I'm gonna go with of course the bus at number 1. You know, I don't think no one's gonna overshadow the bus. I'm gonna roll with Earl Campbell at 2 myself. A lot of people, even in our area, didn't get to see Earl Campbell play, but man, his statistics speak for themselves. He was unstoppable. And then I'm at 3. I'm gonna go, and he's not necessarily a big giant back, but he played big, and that's Marshawn Lynch, right? Beast mode. He played big, and that's what mattered. Then I'm going to go with someone that's slept on, man. He's not talked about a lot, and that's Michael Allstott. Played for Tampa Bay, man. Was instrumental in a Super Bowl run for him, and did all the things, man. That goal line stances, just did the things. His blocking was superb. You know, a lot of people remember Mike Allstott. Mike Allstott deserves Hall of Fame. Michael Allstott deserves his spot in the top 5. And then I'm gonna roll with the Nigerian Nightmare, Christian Okoye, you know, to round it out. So, and he didn't play long, but he played hard, you know. And I remember, man, in them years, I had that poster in my room. He looked like Freddy Krueger, and it said the Nigerian. Remember those old posters?
Yeah.
They had the one Reggie White, the Reverend. He was dressed like a Reverend, and then they had Bosworth was just like the Terminator, the Boz.
Yeah.
And so I had a poster, and he was looking like Freddy Krueger with the claw and all that, or the glove, and he said the Nigerian Nightmare, Christian Okoye. And it had a whole bunch of dead, sliced up football players from other teams. It was ugly. But yeah, that's my top 5.
Hey, you know what I had, man? I had a dope autograph Earl Campbell, man, because my stepdad used to do chili cook-off competitions. One of his partners was Earl Campbell on his little 5 or 6 man squad.
Oh yeah, Earl Campbell.
So I got to meet Earl Campbell a couple times. He was a good tight pants, big belt buckle, cowboy boot and hat wearing.
Exactly.
Wallet can barely fit in the back pocket. But hey, man, bro, I didn't respect it at the time because I was probably only like 8 or 9 years old. You know who I was, in the presence of. But as I got older and started watching highlights and shit, it's like that dude was a beast.
And that man had big giant hands too. Later on in life, he got known for his barbecuing skills. He I think he produced his own barbecue sauces, things of that nature. But yeah, Earl Campbell's the man, man. You can't take nothing from him. He was unstoppable. He had some of probably the best runs between him and Barry ever.
Yeah.
I've watched runs where he shook off a whole team. You know, they couldn't stop him. So yeah, his legs, the thing that people know about Earl Campbell was his legs were this big around.
Yeah.
If you don't believe me, go back in the archives, look it up. Earl Campbell's legs were this fucking big around.
Yeah.
Period. You know? So
receivers,
man. Let's take it to the receivers. I got my 5. That's off the top.
All right, man. I'm gonna go with you know who I'm gonna go with that number 1. You got to give it to the GOAT, Jerry Rice.
Michael Jordan of football.
Yeah. With number 2, I'm taking Randy Moss. I know that's might cause a little controversy. Number 3, I'm gonna go with Megatron, Calvin Johnson.
Ooh-wee.
No, same thing, being stuck in Detroit. Man, I feel for that guy, bro. When Barry Sanders carried him for the 80s and 90s, and then Calvin Johnson carried him, they gave him no other help.
And he did the same thing that Barry did.
Then I'm going to go with Chris Carter.
Chris Carter, too.
And my last one's probably controversial, but I always liked him. Terrell Owens, man.
T.O.
Yeah.
Hey, just the asshole that he was, man. I have to love him for that. You know what I mean? That
the Dallas Star game and all that shit.
Oh my God. The pom-poms, the Sharpie.
Yeah.
He said what he was going to do, and he did what he said. If he said he was going to do it, he fucking did it. You got to respect the man that does what he says, you know? A lot of people talk, but they're not about that action. Terrell was definitely about that action. He still wants to play, doesn't? Didn't he play last year? Or no, that was the guy from the Cowboys, the X-Man or whatever.
Oh, Des Bryant, yeah.
Bryant, yeah. He's not on this list.
Shit, Terrell looks like he could still play though. Shit.
Oh yeah, he probably had between him and Adrian Peterson. Word was, Adrian Peterson, and Terrell Davis, that they had the best physical forms as far as football players. You know, I don't know. I wasn't in the locker room, and I wouldn't be looking. So, but yeah, this is what was told. Look, so I think Flacco told me that. I'm not sure. Anyways, look. No, I'm just one love to Flacco, man. You know, I'm just playing. So look, my top 5 is going to be, of course, the Michael Jordan of football, Jerry Rice. His stats, his records, his work ethic, his charisma, his professionalism, fucking everything he did, man. He just made him the best. That man was that's why I call him the Michael Jordan. That's exactly who he reminds me of. He went in there, man, and he was determined. He was going to get the job done. And I mean, it didn't matter who you put on him. He was going to work them, or they were going to work very hard. You know, the man didn't stop. He grew up as a bricklayer. His dad was a bricklayer, so he would make them stack bricks all day long. I seen a story on Jerry Rice, man. He'd make them work, get those hands strong. And it worked, man. You know, Jerry Rice had some of the strongest hands. If you threw the ball, it was right there. You know, and he had the benefit of some great quarterbacks, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Jerry Rice, number 1. 2, I'm going to roll with the crazy one, Michael Irvin, right? Besides the crack in the hotel room, I don't care. I like Michael Irvin. I like what he brought to the field. You can't deny his greatness, you know?
Solid pick. I didn't even think about him when I was doing my list.
Yeah, Michael Irvin, man. Michael Irvin was the man. I mean, he was talked about like you had Jerry Michael, you know? So I'm going to go Michael Irvin. At 3, I'm going to go Randy Moss. I'm going to go Randy Moss. You know, being over there in Minnesota, he didn't get as much shine, but even his rookie year, I think he broke records. Randy Moss he was a freak. Before Calvin Johnson, he was the freak, you know, all you had to do was throw it up and he caught it. You know, that's all you had to, he would tell him, just throw the damn ball up there and I'll get it, you know? And, you know, quiet as it's kept, he wasn't even a football player in high school in the beginning. He was a basketball player.
Yeah.
He actually played on the same team as White Chocolate, Jason Williams. They're good friends. You didn't know that, huh? They played on the same team.
I remember actually now that you mention it.
Yeah, him and White Chocolate. So, but anyways, at 4, I'm going to go with Megatron. I'm going to go with Megatron at 4. And then at 5, I'm going to be a homer, man, and I'm going to go with my boy, Tim Brown. You know, Tim Brown for the professionalism and for the consistency for as long as he played, you know?
Yeah, he played a long time.
Yeah, and that's going to be my top 5 right off the top right there.
Who's your honorable mentions, man?
Honorable mentions are going to be, man, at receiver, I'm going to go Sterling Sharp from the Green Bay Packers that never got a chance to really show because he had a neck injury, but he was projected at that time and was on course to become one of the greatest wide receivers that ever played the game. He's not mentioned a lot, but Sterling Sharp was the man. Chris Carter, Minnesota Vikings. And I would say, I want to say someone now of this era, man. Someone of this era. I would say Julio Jones of this era. He's another big boy, man, that does it consistently, you know?
Yeah, no doubt. I'm gonna agree with that, man. I would have said Julio Jones. I would have said man, I thought of it earlier, man. Who was it?
I bet you I could read your mind, Rojo. Larry Fitzgerald.
Man, Mr. Consistency as well, bro. Very good hands also.
Yep.
Man, there's one more that I'm forgetting, and it's really, really bothering me. We'll have to get back to that one, man. We'll have to get back to that one.
Yeah.
Because I thought of it earlier, and I was like, oh, I can't forget to.
Well, you know another one I like? Another one I like, and I'm sure you'll agree, man. He's small. He's vicious. He's tenacious. Steve Smith, man. Carolina Panthers. Steve Smith.
Yeah.
Give him his love. I mean, Steve Smith, man, he deserves Hall of Fame, man. That man did that. You know, he was a little guy too, but he did that. Anyways, tight ends. Tight ends. And you know, we don't even got to go top 5 on the tight ends. We can go top 3 because top 5's taking it a little too deep.
Man, you got oh man, that's a rough one, bro. What order would I put him in? I got Gronk up there. I got let me hear yours, man. I'm drawing a blank for a second.
At 1, I got hands down Tony Gonzalez. I'm gonna roll with Tony G. He holds the record. Tony G's the man. Tony G did it for a long time. He never got him a ring, but man, he sure deserved one. Tony Gonzalez, man, for his consistency and the way he carried himself on and off the field. 2 is Gronk, the Geico caveman himself, Mr. Big Hands, right?
Yeah.
It's maybe he had the benefit of playing with the great Tom Brady. Maybe it was the system that Belichick put in front of him. But I think fucking Gronk would have thrived in any system with any quarterback. The man is a freak. His hands are this fucking big. He has that stupid strength, that J-Cat strength is what we call it.
Yeah.
He catches that ball and he drags 3 or 4 big guys 20 more yards. Just what Gronk does. He does it consistently. It's not like he has any tricks. He does the same fucking in and out route right down the seam every time, and it catches it every time. He's done it year after year after year after year.
Hey, he's hard to tackle too, bro. He'll drag you down the field and you and your own boys. Yeah, he's a beast, bro.
Oh, definitely. That's what I'm saying. You got to give it to Gronk. And at 3, my pick at 3 is and I was stuck between a couple players, but I'm gonna talk about somebody that's not really known outside of Cowboy land, and that's one Jay Novacek. You know, I'm gonna give my respect to Jay Novacek, man. At the time of the 90s, everyone talked about Emmett, and you know, and we didn't mention Emmett as far as a running back. Emmett gets his love, but man, Emmett always gets overshined because of that damn line, you know.
Yeah.
But we gotta give him his respect. He has the record. But hey, Jay Novacek got outshined on that team. But let me tell you something, man. Every time they needed that first down, that was the man right there, Jay Novacek. And I remember at one point in time, man, he was the one. And then an honorable mention will be that cat that played for Carolina for those years. White boy, still plays, man. He played for Seattle. You know what I'm talking about?
Zach Wilson.
I forget his name right off the top, man. He's an ugly son of a bitch, right? He's a white boy, kind of blondish hair, pretty good tight end.
I'm thinking, isn't it Zach Wilson? Am I tripping?
You know what? I just remembered his name. His name's Greg Olson.
There you go. That's right.
There you go.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, you know who's going to be in the top 5 soon is old Travis Kelce. He's going to be up there, bro. He's a monster, dude.
Oh my! I think he's going to be the greatest of all time.
As long as he don't get hurt, he has a potential. As long as he doesn't lose no speed, no strength. I mean, because he's pretty quick for a tight end too. You know what I mean?
And with that quarterback, he's a bad boy.
That quarterback might end up on our top 5 one day as well.
Could be. You never know, man.
Yeah, he's a bad mamma jamma, bro. You got to give it to the light. You got to give it to that light-skinned brother.
Hey, that brother's doing things. Yeah.
Hey, what about them light-skinned brothers? You got him and Russell Wilson. They ain't messing around.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Light-skinned brothers are winning nowadays, huh?
They had it rough for a while.
Man, and for a while, man. They were, man. For a while, man. Rocket was on them, right? You know, but now, man, light skin's in, man. They're winning. You know what I mean? They're winning. But hey, okay, so defense. Let's talk linebackers. That's my favorite position.
Linebackers, huh? Oh man. Oh, I'm gonna go with Lawrence Taylor at number 1. You can't deny LT. If LT is not in everybody's top 5, they're tripping. I'm gonna go Big Ray Lewis.
Ooh wee.
That's another obvious one.
The freak. Yeah.
A lot of people, man, I'm gonna jog your memory with the old Derek Thomas.
Oh man, rest in peace.
One of my throwbacks would be Mr. Mike Singletary. And as another throwback, I'll throw in an old school Jack Lambert, man, from the Steelers.
Didn't have a tooth in his mouth, but I'll tell you, man, that guy right there will put you on your back. Hey, probably the catalyst of the steel curtain.
Yep.
Mr. Jack Lambert.
Yeah.
Tell you that much.
I've always liked linebackers, man. I've always loved that position.
Mine, I'm gonna go at my number 1's definitely gonna have to be Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis, man. Ray Lewis, he played hard every single game, man. He's got people out there doing TikTok dances still to what he brought to the game. I'm gonna go with the name that's he's overshadowed, overlooked. People don't talk about him much, but man, he was dominant in his time. We're gonna talk about Mr. Brian Urlacher from the Chicago Bears, right?
Chicago.
That man hit very, very hard, very hard. And then I'm gonna give love to he's not necessarily new, but he's a newer era, man. I just like the way he played the game. I just like the way he did. That's Mr. Luke Kuechly from Carolina Panthers. Luke Kuechly, man, you know, what can I say? This man, he did it. He did it. So, yeah, I'm going to go with those 3. LT, was LT a linebacker or defensive end? He was a linebacker, right?
Yeah.
He played both. I also like a linebacker. I like was Mean Joe Green a linebacker? No, he was on the line.
Joe, man, I don't think so.
I think he was a defensive end. Yeah,
I'm not 100%.
I'm gonna go with this. I don't need 5. I'm gonna go with 4. I'm gonna go Ray Lewis. I'm gonna go Brian Urlacher. I'm gonna go Luke Kuechly, and I'm gonna go Bobby Wagner. He's a bad boy. He's a bad
Legion of Boom, Bobby Wagner, that one?
Legion of Boom, Bobby Wagner. The reason I got to go with Bobby Wag because he's still doing it. He's the most dangerous player on that team still. You know, so that's mine.
Well, what about this, man, while we're on defense, man? What about backs and safeties?
Well, I think everyone in this world, if they don't have this man at number 1 for back, then I don't know fucking what planet they grew up on in the last 30 years. But we're going to go with Neon Deion Primetime himself.
Me too.
Deion Sanders, if not the greatest defensive player ever to play football.
Special teams.
Nightmare. Played some receiver.
Yeah.
This man did everything, had the attitude to do it, was a leader of the team, was the most hated on the team, didn't give a shit, went in there, got his money, came in there with more jewelry on than I'd wear. This man was just the one. I love Deion Sanders, man, Mr. Primetime. And yeah, he's number 1 in my book. Then I'm going to go with Mr. Rod Woodson. Mr. Rod Woodson, man, at safety. Mr. Rod Woodson, oh, man, he was a dangerous individual when he played for Pittsburgh. And then when he went to Oakland, even later on in his years, He was just a household name. Rod Woodson. And then we're going to go with one of my favorite players of all time in football, Mr. Charles Woodson. Okay. Charles Woodson, quietly as it's kept, is my favorite player that ever played football, right? And man, he was just good all the way from day one, from high school on back, man. Charles Woodson was consistent. And you would think, because a lot of these corners, they're all assholes. You know, they got this divaness to them, kind of like a receiver. Where, man, you ain't gonna catch nothing on me, like a Richard Sherman. He's a notable mention. You're not gonna catch nothing on me. This is my island. This is what I'm doing, you know. But Charles didn't play like that. Charles, if you caught one on him, he'll tap you on the butt and keep it pushing. You know what I mean? You weren't gonna catch another one on him though. That's what wasn't gonna happen. He learned from his mistakes. I like him. Ronnie Lott, a legend, San Francisco legend, Mr. Ronnie Lott. And then I'm gonna round it out, man, with one that isn't talked about a lot, but he was the hardest hitting football player ever to play the game, and that's Denver Broncos, Mr. Steve Atwater. And in that fashion, Steve Atwater, I watched him hit a guy and break his whole chest plate open. They had to take that guy out on the cart. I never seen that guy again. I think he played for the Bengals. That was it. His Tiger days were over. It was a wrap.
Hey, we're real similar, man. I got Dion at 1. I had Ronnie Lott at 2. I had Rod Woodson at 3. Sir Charles Woodson at 4. And I went with Ed Reed at number 5.
Can't lose with Ed Reed.
And who I was debating on between Ed Reed was also Champ Bailey. Remember Champ Bailey?
Champ Bailey, man. Denver Bronco. Let me tell you something, man. Champ Bailey, he's not talked about a lot, man, but for them few years, man, he really did that. You know, he really did that. And like I said, a notable mention too would be Richard Sherman.
Yeah.
You know, you got to give Richard Sherman his Darrelle Revis for a couple of years. Yeah. He's not on that level, but I'm saying, you know, he was there. And there's several other ones. Marcus Peters, this youngster, Marcus
that's
Peters.
His name. I couldn't think of his first name earlier.
Yeah, Marcus Peters. He's pretty good. And who's that? You know who I'm going to say who I think is going to be top 5? Correct me if I'm wrong. You know football like I do. Jamal Ramsey. Played for the Jaguars, now plays for over there for who's he played for? Kansas City?
We'll see.
Ramsey, man. Oh, he plays for the Rams.
You think he can make top 5 one day, huh?
If he stays consistent, he's a pretty good. I think if anything's gonna mess him up, it's gonna be his attitude. I don't think he's gonna stick with one team too long, but his talent is good enough to get him there. I just don't think his attitude. He's not Dion. Dion was transcending, where Dion, it didn't matter what Dion did, he could do whatever he wanted because he was Deion Sanders. You know, it is.
When you got the skill to back it up, you know.
Yeah.
So hey, you ready to go to the main one? They've probably been waiting for.
Yeah, I know everyone's been waiting. Yeah, I'm sure we're pretty similar here too.
Yeah,
if not right on the button.
As much as I hate to say it, man, that quarterback, Tom Brady. You can't deny it no more. You can't avoid it. You could call it the New England system. You could call it whatever. He has more rings by himself than any other team has. You know what I mean? Like he's got jewelry. He's got stats. He's got it all. And it's just what he did in Tampa Bay last year that really cemented it for sure. No doubt. No matter how much you don't like him, Tom Brady at number 1 for me. Followed by Joe Montana. Coming in at number 3, I got Brett Favre.
The gunslinger.
Coming in at number 4, I got Mr. Elway.
John Elway.
Of the Denver Broncos. And then at number 5, he doesn't have it all there yet. And this might be a little controversial, but he's the baddest man, and I think the most skilled player to do it at the position, Aaron Rodgers.
Period. Plain and simple.
You know, I was going to give it to Steve Young at number 5, just because I really enjoyed watching him play. But I think Aaron Rodgers, if he goes to another team that's more of a contender, that wants to give him some more weapons, he could pull off a Brady-like string, bro.
Oh, yeah, he's that good, bro.
You know, yeah, he is. I think he he plays the position almost effortlessly, bro.
Easy. He makes it look too easy, huh? He
Yeah.
goes out there and he just goes like this. And the ball's just perfect. I mean, fucking no one in the world could throw a ball where he throws it, puts it where he puts it. Period.
Yeah,
Nobody.
I think he's as far as what you look for in a quarterback, he has it all.
Yeah. I think he's not the greatest of all time, but he's the best quarterback of all time. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying by adding him to my list.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go number one, and I gotta agree with you. I hate to fucking say it, man. I hate to say it, man. You know, this West Coast on mine, man. Fuck, you know what I mean? Out here we'll bomb on you motherfuckers. Hey, look, I'm telling you right here. I hate to say it, but I would Tom. This year here, this last year that just kind of decided it for me. I was always a Tom Brady hater. I didn't like Tom Brady. No, you couldn't tell me nothing. It was check. It was this. It was that. You know what I mean? It was the ball boy. It was whatever. I always had a different excuse for it. But after what he did this year, going through Aaron Rodgers, going through the youngster Patrick Mahomes, who's gonna probably be top 3, bro. This man did it with an old ass Gronk and a washed up. Tom Brady's the best, bro. There ain't no doubt about it. You know, Tom Brady, like I said, he's not the best quarterback. He's the greatest quarterback of all time, meaning it just worked out perfect for him wherever he's been. And he's a game manager. He's not going to do nothing spectacular, but no one manages that game. His eyes, his Terminator eyes. You know, his eyes are here. He's everywhere. He knows where everyone on that field's at all times. He's a field general. And for that, he's the greatest of all times. The jewelry is what counts, the wins. This man's a winner in life, you know? Just what it is, man. He sold his soul a long time ago. You know, I can't wait till he loses. Anyways, and number 2, up until last year was my number 1 pick period was Mr. Joe Montana, Mr. Joe Cool. The most professional, clean, smooth, charismatic quarterback that there ever was. Did it effortlessly himself, but will always go down as having the benefit of one Mr. Jerry Rice. So, you know, he later on in his years, he was already washed. He went to Kansas City and it still did good. You know, I mean, it was Joe Montana. Joe Montana is better than 99% of the other people on earth at quarterback, but still, one will never be able to argue he's the greatest without, you know, Jerry Rice. But he's my 2 for sure. At 3, I'm going to go with Mr. Brett Farr. He probably has the most interception on this list out of any quarterback, but I'll tell you right now, that's because he played like you played when we used to play when we're outside under the lights on the concrete in the front yard. He loved the game and he showed it, right? And he did things at that position at that time that no one had ever seen. Brett Favre, he'd be in the backfield 20 yards back and he'd underhand it and it touchdown. You know, Brett Favre was the one. He'd come out. I remember, and I hate it, but I remember when his dad died. It was Monday Night Football. Greatest game Brett Favre ever played. And he came out the night after his dad died. The very fucking first play of the game, he threw like an 80-yard pass for a touchdown. He ended up throwing 4 touchdowns, went for 400 and something yards, no interceptions. He threw like a fucking 115 rating.
Yeah,
just
I remember that game. Yeah,
just crazy. It was ridiculous. You know, the first play of the game, he came out and just boom, touchdown. Let's go. I was like, oh fuck, he's not playing. And that was that. And then I'm gonna go with for me, I'm gonna roll with John Elway. I got to give it to John Elway, and then I'm gonna go Aaron Rodgers. Man, we're exactly on the same page.
There it is. Yeah,
bar none.
Yeah,
it's not even close. And then my honorable mentions, of course, are Peyton Manning.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Dan the Man. Got to say Dan the Man. And someone that doesn't get his fucking put some respect on his name, man. Terry Bradshaw.
Yep.
Put some respect on Terry. This man got 4 rings.
Yeah.
You know, and even his predecessor, you know, I hate to condone. I don't know if he raped. I don't know what he did. You know what I mean? There's always rumors. Big Ben, man. Give Big Ben his love. You know, he did it. So.
Hey, Pittsburgh's had a great dynasty too, man. Besides New England, they probably have the second best dynasty. You know, I think they have the second most Super Bowls. Somebody might be tied with them, but don't they got 6 chips?
They got 6 chips.
Yeah.
Ben got 2 and Terry got 4. So that's 6 right there.
Yeah, they got 6.
The boys, what do the boys got? 5 or 6?
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh's alone in number 2. I think them and New England were tied, and then New England took it. I don't know. I'd have to look to be 100% for sure. But yeah, those are good honorable mentions too. Peyton, Dan Marino, Ben, who am I forgetting? Steve Young.
Oh yeah,
Russell Wilson's creeping up there.
Man,
you know what
if we talk about this era, right here, top 5 in this era right now, I'm gonna go with Aaron Rodgers, right? Just because he doesn't with no weapons. He don't have anybody. And he outshines everyone. He's the MVP, reigning MVP.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Aaron Rodgers, I'm gonna go Patty Mahomes.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go that kid from Buffalo,
Josh Allen,
and then to round it up, I'm gonna say no, not Lamar Jackson. None of him. I'm gonna say to round it up, I'm gonna say who's the fucking quarterback for fuck, that's it right there. The quarterback for I forget the team right off the top of my head, man.
Hey, I'm gonna have to give number 5 to Brady. You ain't took him off the throne yet.
Brady, that's the fucking clown.
He's
right
still
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a top 5, but I'm saying, yeah. Hey, Russell Wilson though. Russell Wilson's
He's gonna be an all-time great.
Yes, man, he's so consistent, bro. You know, I know they're always gonna give his championships to the defense, and man, you can't sleep on the Legion of Boom. But man, speaking of defenses, let's talk about this. Greatest assembly of defenses ever. Top
Pittsburgh
3.
Steel Curtain.
Okay.
85 Bears. That's the 2 that pop into my head.
Okay,
Legion of Boom.
My top 3 are going to be the Steel Curtain, the Legion of Boom, and the Purple People Eaters from the Minnesota Vikings. Right? They used to eat people up. Yeah. Those 3 right there. And then, you know, we could even throw an honorable mention to be of the Baltimore Ravens with Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, them cats. And also them fucking Tampa Bay Bucks when they beat the Raiders, man, that year with Warren Sapp and all those boys. Derek, who was it? You know what I'm talking about. They were fucking bad. So there's always been a lot.
What they had, like 4 picks?
Yeah, they
4
were bad,
picks,
man.
2 of them for TDs or something like that.
Then Chucky went over there and told them all their whole game plan. So that was an easy ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's talk top coaches, man. Your favorite coach. Let's just go one. Right now, if you're starting a team, you got a team, it's a fucking dynasty. You got Aaron Rodgers or Patty Mahomes or Tom Brady, whoever you want, and you can pick one coach of all time. Who are you taking, man? Who's going to get it done?
I really always have liked Mike Holmgren.
Mike Holmgren?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, I don't doubt it. And as much as I would like to say Bill Belichick, because Bill Belichick's the obvious choice, I'm going to say fuck Bill Belichick, and I'm going to roll with Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
You know, how about them Cowboys? I just like Jimmy Johnson's flavor, man. I like what he brought to the team. Yeah, you know, I'm going to go Jimmy Johnson. I just like him. You know what I mean? But of course, people are going to say Belichick. I think Belichick's a hard ass.
Hey, even the weirdo in Seattle, Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll, you know what?
His resume is amazing.
Hey, people don't understand that Pete Carroll's the oldest, most energetic fucking coach in the NFL right now. Yeah. He's the oldest coach. But that guy runs around, man, like he's young, like he's Marshawn Lynch. Yeah, definitely Pete Carroll's a top one. I like Mike Holmgren because Mike Holmgren not only did it at the executive level, but also the player and coach level. He's actually the one that
Andy Reid.
He's the one that made Brett Favre what he is, you know, or what he was. You know, his relationship with Brett Favre is probably going to go down in history as one of the greatest player-coach relationships ever. You know, they were good friends.
No doubt.
But anyways, now with that being said, we challenge the people out there, man. We challenge the people out there to make up your top 5, man, at your positions. Put them on the list, man. Put them in the comments. We could debate. We could talk about it, man. We're going to talk about a little bit of everything. Like I said, the upcoming season of football is coming. We will definitely get into that as it goes. We will talk about it. basketball, we're going to get to that. We're talking super teams here pretty soon, top fives in that. Man, we're going everywhere, man.
Yeah,
from rugby to
boxing, basketball, man.
hockey,
Hey,
everything.
it's exciting to talk sports, bro. I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah, sports, like I said,
We'll even
sports is
talk
a universal-
comedians. We'll even talk best comedians all time. It don't matter.
Best comedians of all time, man.
Yep.
You know, ain't no one fucking with my idol, Richard Pryor. But we'll talk about it. Anyways, so with that being said, man, we appreciate your time. It's Big Rojo right here. You know, the man with the master plan. I'm the gun, bang, bang. And pay attention, man. Next episode, we got something a little spooky for you. Quietly as it's kept. So we'll get back to that. We appreciate you. Thank you. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your children, tell everyone, man. A Collectus podcast. We're the ones. Bang, bang.
Ladies and gentlemen, have a good one.